The Chicago Cubs take care of business against the Miami Marlins. However, Craig Counsell before the game also gave us an update on one of our key players, and he didn't sound the greatest about it. Let's talk about it all. But first, we got to hit you with that intro. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday to all of you. Go Cubs, go. Welcome. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Chicago Cubs Central Podcast right here on the Chi-Town Sports Central Network. We appreciate each and every last one of you that are tuning in to this episode. And of course, you already know the Chicago Cubs did take care of business and get that W. So we got to fly that W flag. That's right. Chicago Cubs win 5-2, beat the Miami Marlins and improve their record, to 24-18, while the Miami Marlins fall to 15-25. And of course, we had to talk about two major keys in this game. The Chicago Cubs gave you 2 home run balls. The game started out, I thought the Chicago Cubs would have came out hot and bothered ready to start this game. But unfortunately, the Chicago Cubs did not get the scoring started until the bottom of the 4th inning. The bottom of the 5th inning, where the Chicago Cubs score all 5 of their runs. Dansby Swanson and Seiya Suzuki both homered in the 5th inning to help the Chicago Cubs beat the Miami Marlins. For Swanson, he homered with Horner on base, and then Tucker tripled to right and scored a Maya. And then after that, Seiya Suzuki came up and knocked in a home run and scored Kyle Tucker off of that. Swanson has his 9th home run of the season, while Seiya Suzuki has his 10th home run of the season. The home run ball for the Chicago Cubs in games like these are what you appreciate the most, because they are able to handle business when they are hitting the home run ball. The Chicago Cubs have one of the most high-powered offenses in the league this season. And that's not a quote. That's not fond fodder. That's not something I think. That's what I know. And that's what they've shown. I mean, like I said, and they are able to do so and handle business throughout the season. And again, you look at the Miami Marlins and know they don't have a great record. They're 10 games under 500. And yeah, the Chicago Cubs absolutely should have beat this team, and they did. They took care of business, did what they're supposed to do. This whole week is literally about taking care of business. The Chicago Cubs need to take care of business all week long. They need to do what they have to do to make sure that they stay in the front of the Central Division in the standings. And they're doing a good job of doing it, man. Like I said, but the Cardinals are right behind them, 23-19. I know record necessarily don't matter that much right now, but the Cardinals have tapped into something this season, and they are figuring it out because they just won another game. They beat the Phillies 3-2, which shame on the Phillies for that. That's really bad on the Phillies. That's terrible. But nonetheless, the Chicago Cubs are taking care of business and doing what they can to be successful this season. And what is it? It is winning ball games. And the home run ball helps out with that. It's great to see the home run ball back in play. And then, of course, we had our main man, Colin Ray, who pitched 6 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 base on balls, 4 strikeouts, 98 pitches. 57 of those pitches were strikes. His ERA is 2.48. And then Daniel Palencia came in, handled the 7th, and some of the handled the 7th and handled the end of the 7th, and then handled the 8th inning. And then Drew Pomeranz came in and handled the 9th and got the save. So, yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs took care of business against the Miami Marlins. They will see those same Marlins again tomorrow. It will be Ben Brown on the mound. Ben Brown boasts the record of 3-3 with a 4.95 ERA. Going up against Volante Belozo. I guess that's how you say his name. I don't know, but he has a record of 0-2 with a 3.50 ERA. Yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs need to once again come out, let the offense do the heavy lifting for them. And yeah, man, like I said, just handle business. I'm very, very proud of what the Chicago Cubs offense was able to do at Wrigley Field tonight. Hopefully they keep it up for the next two games, have an off day Thursday, and then you got the White Sox coming over to Wrigley on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So we will light it up with the White Sox this coming weekend. Looking forward to that. Once again, don't forget, special show Saturday. I will be at the White Sox Stadium. I'm sorry, at Wrigley Field for that show, for that game. So we'll have a special show that day. That'll be fun. Fun to do. If you're going to be at the game and you're watching this, please look for your boy out in the left field bleachers. Me and my homie Claude are going to be out there. It's going to be a great time. You don't want to miss it. Now, with that being said, Craig Counsell was asked about Ian Happ. He was asked about what he was asked about what it looked like for Ian Happ and how things were going for him with his rehab. And again, Craig Counsell obviously always looks pretty pissed off in those presser meetings and things like that. I don't know, he's like he don't really want to be bothered that much. But like I said, he did say that Ian Happ is ramping up activity. But there had to have been some type of setback because of the simple fact that Ian Happ was slated, according to Craig Counsell, to potentially be available Monday to play. We know now that was not the case. And again, like I said, these things happen, but they are being very cautious with Ian Happ and this injury. Like I said, it's just one of those things where he's your leadoff guy. He's seen success there. He's had a lot of success doing that for you. And again, like I said, this would be a big blow to Chicago Cubs. So one of the reporters did ask, could Ian Happ, if things don't improve within the next couple of days, could he end up having a stint on the IL? And to my surprise, Craig Counsell did not shun that. He did not say absolutely not. He said, I mean, there's a possibility that if things don't get better, we could look at that as an option. We could look at the option of having Ian Happ on the IL list. And that, guys, would absolutely suck for the Chicago Cubs. That could be a big missing piece. 15 days on the IL would be really hard for Ian Happ. That will put him out of this series, out of the White Sox series, and then out of the first series next week. I think our first series next week is against the Marlins again. I think we're going to end up facing them in Miami. We face them in Miami next Monday. But yeah. So you look at this and you say to yourself, like, man, you really would love for Ian Happ not to have an IL stint, but it does look like that could potentially be a possibility for Ian Happ. And that's really unfortunate because, like I said, the Chicago Cubs, with him being the leadoff man, I think they thrive with him being in the leadoff position. PCA hasn't really figured out the leadoff position yet and had much success there. So I think that it's one of those things where you would love to see Ian Happ come back. PCA went 0 for 3 today, and Michael Busch went 0 for 4, and Carson Kelly has also cooled off, going 0 for 3 also at the DH spot today. But Miguel Amaya, 3 for 3, hot night. John Birdie is 0 for 3, and we really got to figure something out with this third base position, y'all, because it is killing me. But again, like I said, we need Ian Happ for this stretch and for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, like I said, this stretch should be a little bit more calmer. So if the Chicago Cubs are able to hold tight and hold fast until he's back and healthy, they're just being cautious with him. But he could potentially be headed towards the IL. So be on the lookout for that. Obviously, if it is announced, we'll have a breaking news, might do a short or might do a small video for that. But the Chicago Cubs do take care of business, win the first game of the series against the Miami Marlins. Hopefully tonight they once again will take advantage. Hopefully Ben Brown has his best stuff and can find that strike zone and locate that strike zone early with his 2-pitch mix. And then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Let me know your thoughts and comments on Ian Happ potentially having a injured list stint. Hopefully it does not happen. But like I said, the Chicago Cubs cannot afford to lose another big piece to injury. So, I mean, I appreciate them being cautious and trying to make sure that he is right and ready to go before they send them back out there. Once again, guys, this is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs content. Appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. This is the only place where you get all the Cubs content and then some. And you can also be a part of the show, 217-816-5498 or cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Until next time, thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.